Who is Geara? Geara is me. Geara is everybody, and what I mean by that is Geara stands for Forever Love Yahweh, but also it's a freedom type thing, that we're no longer bound by this world, and we're all flying, taking off from this world. So that's pretty much what that means. Hip hop. How did I get into the Christian hip hop? I used to write secular music, and from writing secular music, that's just music was always in my being. So it went from then to being saved, and then taking that gift and moving it into something that is going to glorify God and talk to the hearts of people that I come into encounter with. So that's how I got into it, just rapping and the gospel pretty much. What are 5 things that people wouldn't know about me? That's a pretty good question. I'm a nerd, if that even means anything. I like silly things that are, back in my childhood, X-Men, Street Fighter, Samurais, all that kind of stuff. Another thing is I like to, I'm a people pleaser in the way of, I like to do generous things. Just people at work maybe think it's a little too much, but I have a generous heart. I wouldn't want to say that to you guys. I would like to actually show you guys that, but that's number 2. Number 3, this is a difficult question. Number 3 would be, I'm from Virginia. I don't know if people know that. That's another thing. I like to rep Virginia pretty hard. I'm Trinidadian. I don't know if any of these make any sense, but these are all things people don't know about me. And number 5, I love cornbread. I love cornbread, man. It's my favorite thing to eat. I think that works.
Who influenced your style?
Oh man, this is a good question. Who influences my style? I'm not super northern, but being from Virginia, which is a little more north than Florida, I like East Coast music. I think I have an East Coast flow. But if I had to say if there's anybody that was influential, I'd probably say The Truth was influential in my style. But I do a lot of things, like in times when I'm writing my music, I don't listen to anything, so I'm just instrumental out. And people that know me will tell you that I don't listen to anybody. People say, well, that's a good and bad thing. I see what they're saying, but I'd rather just not, because subconsciously listening to these cats while I'm doing my music, I might end up taking their style or sound subconsciously. So that's why I do that. But yeah.
How did you come to Christ?
How did I come to Christ? When I was, I think I've always been God conscious, just being raised in my home growing up. But I never really, seen my sin. I never knew really what that was. It's just, there's a God, I pray to God, and that was it. But when I actually moved down here, I had a friend named Min, who actually my best friend now, or still. We used to do secular music together, and he used to be a Buddhist, I do believe. I think I could say that. He was a Buddhist, and we used to do secular music together. And it came a time where we kind of separated our ways. I guess he was on the search, and I was still doing my secular music. He came to me after a while of not being, in fellowship together, in the world through that fellowship is what I mean. He came back and kind of told me about, Christ and what he's been doing, and how he's been doing, and and it came to a point where I think he invited me to church, and me being God conscious, the seeking process started. So I think about age 18 is when I really came to Christ, and I gave my life to him. And seeing that through a Buddhist doing that is very, very, I don't even know the word I'm looking for, but it was huge for me seeing, someone of a different, it's one thing if you just don't have faith at all. So yeah, that's pretty much how I came to Christ, is kind of God used him as that vessel to bring me to him in a more intimate and close relationship with him. So that's how I did that, or how he did that. God did that. So yeah.
What's been the hardest part in the transition from secular to Christian music?
The hardest part, that's a good question for me, for transition from secular to Christian music. It's funny because when I was actually starting off to do or actually becoming a Christian, I said to myself, I'm actually not going to write at all if I can't write the way I want to write, which was worldly. And I took a long period off of writing in general. And the people that knew me and said to me, your gifts, what a waste it would be. And I do believe it was like people like military soldiers, people around that body in my high school, knowing that I did my music, kind of said to me, it'd be a waste if you just stopped rapping in total. So that was the hardest transition. Now it's just like natural. I just do it. I try to write from my heart. That's my biggest thing. So the transition was that, and now it's just bread and butter at this point. Well, I appreciate you guys. Shout out to MyPureTV, the #1 station for Christian hip hop. Great place to be. But if you guys are looking to find me, you can hit me up on Twitter. It's going to be @FlyGeara. If you want to find me on Facebook, same thing, @FlyGeara. And Instagram, @FlyGeara. All these, I have a website probably coming soon in the near future. You can find me on there. And if you're looking for my music, you can hit up noisetrade.com/Neverland. You're asking why Neverland? Because I'll never land. So right now I have other outlets to find me coming in the future, but right now those are the main places you could get my music.